You know that little lock icon next to your Wi-Fi name? We all trust it, right? But what if I told you that password isn't the fortress you think it is? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how a hacker can walk right through your digital front door. Think about it. Right now, your phone, your laptop, even your smart TV, they're all constantly whispering back and forth with your router. It's this non-stop digital chatter happening all around us, completely invisible. And learning how to listen in on those whispers is the first step a hacker takes to find a way in.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at that invisible conversation. Then we'll learn some of Wi-Fi's secret language. After that, we'll uncover the hacker's superpower, walk through the four-step attack, and finally see how they crack the handshake. Stick with me and this whole thing will make perfect sense.
Okay, let's start with something you literally do every day without thinking. Your device says, hey, to the router. The router says, cool, what's the password? You give it the password, they do a quick digital handshake, and bam, you're on the internet. It seems simple, but it's right inside that little exchange where the vulnerability lies. Now, to really see the network the way a hacker does, we need to learn a tiny bit of their language. There are just 3 key terms you gotta know. Trust me, they sound way more complicated than they actually are, but they are the absolute foundation for this entire attack. First one is super easy, the SSID. This is just the public name of the network. You know, the one you pick from a list on your phone, like My Home Wi-Fi or coffeeshop_free Wi-Fi. It's just the name. That's it. All right, next up is the BSSID. Every single piece of networking hardware, your router included, has a unique, unchangeable serial number baked into it. It's called a MAC address. The BSSID is just that. It's the router's permanent, physical address that's kind of hiding behind that friendly network name. And finally, we get to the big one, the golden ticket, the handshake. When your device successfully connects with the right password, they exchange this special little packet of data to make it official. And inside that packet is the encrypted password. For a hacker, getting their hands on this handshake is the whole point of the game. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Think of it this way. The ESSID, the network name, is like the name of an apartment building. The BSSID, the router's address, is the specific apartment number. And the handshake? Well, that's the secret knock you need to get inside. It's the exact map a hacker follows. So you might be asking, how does a hacker even see all this stuff, like the BSSID and the handshake? I mean, your normal phone can't. Well, it's because they use a special Wi-Fi adapter that has a kind of superpower. It's called monitor mode. This right here shows you the huge difference. Your phone is in what's called managed mode. It's polite. It only pays attention when someone's talking directly to it, and it ignores all the other chatter. A hacker's adapter in monitor mode is the total opposite. It's not there to talk. It's there to listen to everything. It's a silent eavesdropper recording every single digital packet flying through the air. I mean, look at what this lets them do. They get this incredible bird's eye view of everything happening wirelessly. They can see every network, their hidden router addresses, and even a live list of every single device connected to each network. And they can see all of this without being connected to anything. They're a ghost in the machine. All right, so the hacker has their superpower turned on. They can see everything. Now, the real fun begins. The attack itself is actually a pretty straightforward 4-step process. And it's all designed to do one thing and one thing only: capture that handshake. So the entire attack boils down to this. Step 1, listen. They just scan the airwaves and see what's out there. Step 2, target. They pick one network and lock onto it. Step 3, capture. This is the main event where they snatch the handshake. And finally, step 4, crack. They take what they've stolen and break it open. So how do they force that handshake to happen? They're not just going to sit around and wait for someone to connect. Nope. Using that special adapter, they can send their own signals. They shoot a special command called a deauthentication packet directly at a device that's already connected. This packet is basically a forged message that screams, hey, get off the network. The user's device doesn't know any better, so it just disconnects. But here's the brilliant part. Our devices are built to be helpful. So it just assumes there was a glitch and immediately, automatically, tries to get back on the network it was just kicked off of. And in that tiny split second of automatic reconnection, the device has to prove who it is all over again. And to do that, it sends that encrypted password, the handshake, sailing through the air. And that's the trap. The hacker, who was just sitting there in monitor mode, snatches it right out of the air. Trap sprung. When this message pops up on the hacker's screen, that's the victory lap. The hardest part is officially over.
They don't have the password yet, but they have the lockbox that contains it. So now that the hacker has that handshake file, they can literally pack up their stuff and go home. The active part of the attack is over. The rest of this happens completely offline, on their own computer. All that's left is to crack open that digital lockbox. Now, they do this with something called a dictionary attack. It's not clever guessing. A hacker uses a cracking tool and points it to a word list, which is really just a giant text file, a dictionary, filled with millions of the most common, most leaked, most predictable passwords people use. And when I say giant, I mean it. A classic word list like rockyou.txt has over 14 million known passwords in it. The cracking software then just goes to work, trying every single one of them against the captured handshake until it finds a match. The software just hammers away, testing thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of passwords every second. It's just a brute force race. If the network's password is on that list, finding it is basically guaranteed. And in this case, boom, the password was 1234567 The tool found it almost instantly. And this is the most critical part of the whole story. After all of that tech, all of those steps, the monitor mode, the special packets, the high-speed cracking, the whole complex attack was only successful because of one simple thing: a weak password. The entire chain of events hinged on the simplest human mistake. So that leaves us with one final and really important question. This entire powerful attack can be completely defeated by a strong, unique password. The technology behind the attack might be complex, but the defense, well, that's actually pretty simple. And it starts with you. You're the most important line